Good morning. Welcome to Top of the Morning by Mint, your weekday newscast that brings you five major stories from the world of business. It's Thursday, April 24th, 2025. This is Nelson John. Let's get started. A day after the terrorist attack in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, that killed 26 people, India has suspended the Indus Waters Treaty with Pakistan, marking one of the most severe diplomatic responses yet. The decision came after a high-level meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Security, CCS, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday evening. Signed in 1960, the treaty gave Pakistan control over the western rivers, Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, while India retained rights to the eastern rivers, Ravi, Peace and Sutlej. Pakistan, which receives about 80% of the Indus system's waters, used it to irrigate most of its agricultural land and sustain over two-thirds of its rural population. With the treaty suspended, India now holds leverage to curb water flows, legally permissible under the treaty's storage and irrigation clauses, but never fully exercised. India could slow or halt projects under construction or store more water from the western rivers. Experts warn that this could cripple Pakistan's farm sector and deepen its ongoing water crisis. BJP MP Nishikant Dubey on Wednesday strongly supported the centre's move to suspend the Indus Water Treaty, calling it a justified response to the Pahalgam terror attack that killed 26. In a sharp remark, Mr. Dubey said, quote-unquote, Pakistanis will die without water, underscoring the strategic weight of India's control over key rivers flowing into Pakistan. With India suspending the Indus Waters Treaty with Pakistan, it marks a sharp escalation in pressure tactics, turning water into a geopolitical weapon. India and Saudi Arabia are turning up the energy. During Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent visit to Jeddah, both nations agreed to jointly set up 2 oil refineries in India, marking a major move in energy cooperation. The decision came during the India-Saudi Strategic Partnership Council meeting, co-chaired by Modi and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. This is a key step towards ensuring India's energy security amid rising demand, a senior official said. The $100 billion Saudi investment commitment in India, spanning energy, infrastructure, fintech, digital and health sectors, also got a fresh push, as both sides agreed to accelerate investment flows. New ministerial committees on defense cooperation and tourism and cultural ties were also formed under the SPC, joining existing ones on security, economy and energy. Among other deals, the two countries signed MOUs on space collaboration, healthcare, anti-doping education, and postal services. The visit was cut short after Tuesday's terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir, but the diplomatic momentum remains strong. With deepening cooperation across sectors, the Saudi-India relationship is shifting gears from transactional to transformational. A policy draft from the Delhi government is shaking up India's auto sector. It proposes waiving road tax and registration fees on hybrid cars priced up to 20 lakh rupees, putting them on par with fully electric vehicles. Automakers like Tata Motors and Mahindra, who have sunk billions into EVs, are alarmed. This move sends wrong signals. If hybrids get the same incentives as EVs, why invest in EV at all, said an executive from the industry. The stakes are high. The waiver could slash 1.5 to 2 lakh rupees off the on-road price of popular hybrids like the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara, making it cheaper than many diesel variants of Tata's Harriers or Mahindra's XUV 700, two high-margin models. Japanese automakers Toyota and Maruti, who led in hybrids but lag in EVs, stand to gain. Meanwhile, homegrown players fear a ripple effect. If Delhi does it, other states might follow. While the policy is still a draft, experts say it could shift policy preference sharply towards hybrids. Whether it's a smart mid-step or a policy backtrack depends on which side of the EV hybrid fence you're on. The IMF just raised a red flag on the US economy. In its latest outlook, it slashed America's 2025 growth forecast to 1.8%, down from 2.7% projected in January, citing rising trade tensions and President Trump's tariff hikes. The risk of a US recession by the year end is now pegged at 40%, up from 25%. Trump's unpredictable tariff regime is shaking investor confidence, the report notes. The trade war, especially with China, is pushing up prices, squeezing consumption and disrupting supply chains. One shocker: solar panels from South Asia will face a massive 3,521% tariff. Pharma and semiconductor imports could be next. Globally, the damages are visible. Chinese growth is down to 4%, Europe to 0.8%, and overall global growth has been cut to 2.8%, far below the 2019 average of 3.7%. India, meanwhile, saw its own forecast trimmed to 6.2%, but remains the fastest growing major economy thanks to strong rural demand. The IMF says the US needs to stabilize its trade policy fast. If not, a combination of weaker consumer spending, inflation, and investor flight could tip the world's largest economy over the edge. Starting April 22, 2025, luxury shoppers in India will face a new tax twist. The Central Board of Direct Taxes (CBDT) has notified that a 1% TCS will apply to high-value purchases exceeding 10 lakh rupees, including wristwatches, art collectibles, yachts, and even designer bags and shoes. What's TCS? It's a tax that the seller collects at the time of the sale, and the buyer bears the cost. The goal here is to track high-value consumption, boost compliance, and widen the tax net. Here's what's on the luxury TCS list: watches, sunglasses, or handbags over 10 lakh rupees, artwork, sculptures, antiques, collectibles like coins and stamps, boats, yachts, helicopters, premium shoes, sports gears, home theater systems, and horses for racing or polo. 1% TCS will apply to the full value once it crosses 10 lakh rupees. So if you're splurging on luxury, prepare for the taxman to tag along. That's all for today. Thank you for joining in. We're eagerly looking forward to our next Top of the Morning episode that will bring you the latest in business news. Until then, this is Nelson John signing off. Have a tremendous Thursday.